For the children. Ooh, yeah. This is the way we serve our people. Tell the story so well. This is the way we serve our people. Tell the story so well. La.
My name is Jazz Duncan. I'm the founder and director of Griot Works, and I'm the producer of Stories in Service Day of Neighborhood Storytelling. We did the project the first time in 2008, actually. That year, there was an extremely high rate of violence in Philadelphia, and it was affecting the way people were talking about their communities. And I said, well, let's take storytellers and put storytellers into communities and see if we can change the folklore, can change what people are talking about in their own communities. You know, what would happen if we put folk tales about, you know, history, culture, resilience, love, peace in communities?
The eagle looked at the old woman. I can help you, she said, but I know how you human beings are. If I do good to you today, you will return my good with evil tomorrow. Oh, no, no, said the old woman. Please, if you can help me, please help me. So the eagle instructed the old woman to close her eyes. Close your eyes, old woman. Now, open them. When the old woman opened her eyes, the trees and the forest had cleared.
A griot is a West African storyteller. Griot is actually a French word for jelly or jolly. And these are people in West African villages and communities who hold the history. They tell stories, they often resolve problems, they're teachers, they're educators, and they have a very important role.
And now I would like to share with you another story. This story begins with a hunter. His name was Kofi. The king asked, Kofi, I want for you to bring me back a lion. Kofi, bring back 10 lions. The king asked, Kofi, I want for you to bring me back an elephant. Kofi, bring back 100 elephants. The king asked, Kofi, I want for you to bring me back a zebra. Kofi, bring back 3,000 zebras. I tell you, this guy's a great hunter. But you know what goes up? Do you know there came a time when Kofi did not have the tools with which to hunt?
So last year, we sent 3 storytellers to each of the 5 communities we worked in. We were at Hawthorne Cultural Center right here in South Philadelphia, Lonnie Young Recreation Center in Germantown. We were in West Philadelphia at the Malcolm X Park, in Powelton Village at Community Education Center, and in North Philadelphia at the Village of the Arts and Humanities.
Everyone gather round. Everyone gather round. Everyone gather round. It's time to hear our story.
Well, last year we were able to bring in storytellers from various places. We had a couple of storytellers from New York City. We had a storyteller from Virginia. We had a wonderful storyteller from Chicago. And we had a few storytellers from New Jersey, the Lansdowne area, and then Philadelphia. What these storytellers do is a very special art form, and everyone comes at it from, you know, a different experience, but we're all doing it with the goal and the passion for, you know, African people, African traditions, and that goal of really bringing that love to the communities we're going to work in.
She sat down on that rock. Then she buried her face down in her hands and she started to do what? Cry. Yes, cry. Those tears just rolled up in her eyes. She down in our hands. One single teardrop slipped through the cracks of her fingers and rolled down her elbows.
To hear a story about something that is so beautiful, the way people interacted in a village, you know, it makes you kind of look at your neighborhood like, maybe this is my village. You know, maybe I can, you know, treat my brothers and sisters like, you know, like the characters in these stories treated their brothers and sisters, or, you know. So I think it ties the human existence to something larger than what's here and what's in the here and now.
A few years later, this little boy used to come by Mama Kai Kai's place. His name was Momo C.A. What was his name? Momo C.A. And Momo C.A. would come up to Mama Kai Kai and he would say, Mama Kai Kai, what's up with them orange thingies in your head? She said, go on, leave me alone, boy. You bothering old people. Get out of here. Leave me alone. And he would come back the next day. Mama Kai Kai, what's up with your head? She said, go on now, boy. You're not ready to learn nothing. Get out of here. Leave old people alone. But one day, Momo C.A. came and he said, Mama Kai Kai, how do the oranges grow in your hair? And she said, Momo, now you are ready to learn.
Because I know a community of, you know, poets and spoken word artists who also tell stories and do griot work in a way that's kind of unique to I guess that's more specific to the younger generation. I also called on some of those people to share what they do and the way they do it.
And he walked down the block, and about 10 minutes later, all you heard was, I jumped in the street. I was between two parked cars. My heart was pounding. There was a lot right next to my house, so I tried to make a run for it. As I was running, I got grazed in the shoulder.
Black love is all those souls in history taking all the hate away from we, so one day we can chant our poems, say, one day we can chant our poems. Black love is all those souls in history taking all the hate away from we, so one day we can chant our poems, say, one day we can chant our poems, say.
When you tell a story, it's one thing, especially when you're talking about a personal experience or a character that others don't know about. But when you sing a song or when you play music, that's kind of a universal language. It doesn't require words. It just draws people in a way that's very special and unique.
And there was nobody better than Big John Henry at swinging those hammers of steel. So John said, I'll take the test. For all these men have worked hard all across this land. But before I let my steel gang down, I'll die with a hammer in my hand. Yes, it did. Hammers of steel rang out. Hammers of steel rang out.
Hold out your hands, open up your heart. Watch those sparkling lights shine as they dance across the water. Now we'll try that.
The second part of the program is to actually engage with the community members so that they are inspired to tell their own stories. Last year, the activity we did was headlines, because often news headlines are what kind of guide what we talk about in our communities. We had the attendees of the programs create their own headlines. We had, construction paper and pictures and things like that. So parents and grandparents and children worked together to create their own headlines, what stories they thought were important in their own communities, in their neighborhoods, in their schools, and their families.
Making friends is fun. Got your back and having freedom. Having fun, no violence.
Making friends, no violence, freedom, those are all important to her. And if she had to write a headline.
No shooting, no kidnapping, no raping, no robbing, no broken, no drug addict.
Headline, from this day forward, every child in this country will have access to a stellar, free public education, regardless of race, background, socioeconomic status.
My vision is that once one of our programs has been in a community, they'll be able to make, critical decisions about how they allow stories to impact their lives, how they allow stories to impact their communities and their families, and that they will in turn be able to create stories that define themselves, their communities, and their own families.
Hold out your hands, child. Open up your heart.